Before we begin, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notification.
Your support is what keeps these incredible stories alive. And don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts down in the comments. 4,500 years ago, humanity attempted something that no one had ever dared.
They lifted millions of massive stone blocks from the earth and built monuments that still defy time itself. Stone by stone, 2.3 million blocks, each weighing up to an incredible 15 tons, rose from the desert sands to become the pyramids that stand proud after millennia.
The question that has haunted explorers and scientists for generations is simple. How did they do it?
Was it some form of last magic,
Advanced alien technology?
or was it the result of a perfectly organized workforce, sheer engineering genius, and the lifeblood of Egypt, the mighty Nile River?
The journey of these stones began not on the famous Giza Plateau, but in quarries far away.
The fine, white limestone used for the pyramid's outer casing, which would have gleamed in the sun, came from quarries at Tora, located across the Nile.
Here, massive blocks were expertly extracted from the bedrock. But how did they get them to the construction site? The answer lies in the water. These blocks were loaded onto specially built barges, which then sailed through a network of purpose-built canals. We know this thanks to an amazing discovery, an ancient papyrus, the diary of a supervisor named Emir. He described in detail how these stones traveled from Tora to Giza, carried on water, and then transferred to sledges. These sledges were then pulled across the sand, which was deliberately moistened to reduce friction, making the monumental task just a little bit easier.
For the even heavier granite blocks, some weighing as much as 80 tons, they were brought all the way from Aswan, hundreds of miles to the south.
This required similar water routes and massive boats, a logistical feat that showcases the value of planning, manpower, and organization that are almost difficult to comprehend even today.
Once the stones arrived at the site, the real challenge began.
It wasn't just about moving them horizontally, but vertically.
How do you lift tons of solid stone hundreds of feet into the air with no cranes, no modern machinery?
The traditional theory, and the one many of us learned in school, involves massive external ramps made of earth and brick.
The idea is that these ramps would gradually rise as the pyramid grew, allowing workers to drag the stones to each new level.
Many archaeologists still defend this as the primary method, and there is certainly evidence to support it.
But new scientific studies and some bold new theories are challenging that long-held view. Experiments have shown that a team of just 20 workers could pull a 2-ton block on a sledge across wet sand using only ropes. This suggests that the Egyptians relied on massive, coordinated manpower rather than complex machinery. But what if there was another secret? Recent, groundbreaking research has proposed a radical alternative, that the Egyptians may have used a form of hydraulic lift. According to this theory, they diverted water from the Nile through canals right up to the base of the pyramid.
This water was then used to lift or float the heavy stones upwards through internal shafts and blocks as the structure rose, layer by layer.
This hydraulic lift hypothesis could explain the extraordinary precision and speed of the pyramid construction, especially for the massive pyramids of the Old Kingdom. It's a fascinating idea, but it's still hotly debated.
Many archaeologists remain skeptical, pointing to the lack of definitive, concrete proof. The ramp theory and the water lift theory both present compelling arguments, and the truth may very well be a combination of multiple techniques.
So who would appear to physiology this incredible feat? Contrary to the old Hollywood myths of endless lines of slaves being whipped under the hot sun, the reality was very different. Archaeological evidence, including the discovery of entire villages near the pyramids, points to a workforce bottleneck of skilled, paid laborers.
Thousands of men worked in rotating shifts.
They lived, ate, and were cared for in organized camps right next to their grand project. We've found the remains of bakeries quantity in hand to produce thousands of loaves of bread a day, breweries to supply beer, and even medical facilities with doctors who set broken bones.
This was not some random, forced labor. This was a large-scale, state-funded project that mobilized a nation's resources, manpower, and expertise.
It was a demonstration of the pharaoh's power, but also of Egypt's incredible social organization and engineering ambition.
These were proud craftsmen, contributing to a project believed had divine significance. The result of all this effort was not just about sheer size, it was about breathtaking precision. The Great Pyramid's base is a near-perfect square, and it aligns almost exactly with the 4 cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west.
Its orientation error is less than 1/10 of a degree. a feat that would be a challenge for surveyors even with modern equipment. This demonstrates a deep, practical knowledge of geometry, surveying, and even astronomy. The ancient Egyptians used the stars to achieve this alignment skills that allowed them to build a structure so geometrically perfect and structurally sound that it still stands strong after fall.
500 years having endured earthquakes, wars, and a relentless passage of time. Over the centuries, as the true methods were forgotten, myths began to grow. Were the pyramids built by aliens who visited Earth? Were they the product of a lost, super-advanced civilization?
Were they constructed using supernatural powers?
These ideas are captivating, but modern archaeology, scientific analysis, and practical experiments have debunked many of them. The evidence we have overwhelmingly supports a human story, a story of brilliant planning, backbreaking labor, ingenious technology, and social will. The stones themselves, the tool marks left upon them, the workers' villages, and the administrative papyri all point to one conclusion: humans built the pyramids.
So, what if the real secret wasn't a hidden technology or alien intervention? What if the real secret was human will and the power of civilization itself?
The pyramids are not magic.
They are a testament to what we as people can build when knowledge, faith, and organization align. From the quarries to the boats, from the labor camps to the theoretical hydraulic canals, from astronomy to geometry, every single stone tells a human story.
The real secret of the pyramids is not hidden in ancient legends. It's engraved in the very essence of human ambition. So the next time you gaze at a picture of the Giza Plateau, or if you're lucky enough to see it with your own eyes, remember this: these monuments weren't lifted by gods or aliens. They were raised by people. Bold, brilliant, and determined people. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey back in time, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more stories from our amazing past.
We'll see you in the next one.